Warning, Prospect Watch is not your average hockey podcast, and that's okay with us. Our goal is to introduce you to stars in the making from all over the world. They may not be household names, will be soon enough. Welcome to Prospect Watch.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the next edition of Prospect Watch with your host, Lance Green.
All right, guys, we got a very exciting episode here. We're going to begin to shift the focus now from the 2024 draft class to the 2025 draft class. All right, the draft is almost coming up, so we're gonna get a kickstart on the next crop, right? And to do that, I could think of no better way than to have on who I feel is one of the best overall defensemen in this next draft coming up. And that is the Erie Otters 2023 OHL's priority selections first overall pick, Matthew Schaefer. Matthew, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me out. I appreciate it.
Oh, the pleasure is all ours for sure.
Definitely our pleasure. Matthew, thank you for very much for being on the show here and for taking time away from the Erie Otters and all that. So, man, we got a lot of great stuff here. But Lance, how about if you fill in our fans on who this young, awesome talent is for the 2025 draft?
2024, yeah. So 25, you're right. So now for all of those guys out there that are viewing this that aren't really familiar with Matthew and his game, let me tell you, I've seen some defenders with size and I've seen some defenders with speed, but I haven't seen a defender who has both combined so fluently at such a young age. All right, Matthew had quite the first year in Erie, scoring 3 goals and 14 assists for 17 points, but it was him winning multiple gold medals in Finland a few weeks ago that really took it and grabbed everybody's attention, I think, right? For Team Canada, of course. So, Steel, let's get into some questions here because I'm definitely interested to talk to this young man here.
You bet. We're gonna be flying here with talking some hockey here with you, Matthew. So, first question. So, whom in the NHL currently right now do you feel that you model your game after?
Yeah, I mean, I sometimes, people don't really like to model their game after someone. They kind of just like to play like their own, right? But honestly, if I had to pick someone in the NHL that I modeled my game after, it'd probably be Cal McCarr. I mean, I really like the way his skating ability he has and his hockey IQ, and it's just it's so fun watching him, make all these very smart plays and just the way he skates to get out of trouble and uses his IQ to find people. So yeah, I love watching him.
He's pretty I think
All right.
It's a good one. Yeah, he's pretty good. He's pretty good. So all right. Well, can you speak a little bit about being drafted number 1 overall by Erie? Like, what were your first impressions when you got into town? Obviously, you had to cross the border and come over here to the States where we are. And, just living situation, differences, from across the lake there.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously very cool going first overall. I mean, but you kind of think like, you go first overall, it's good in, the couple days you get drafted, but then after that, you kind of put your head down and get to work and put your work boots on and kind of just focus on the season and, Erie and stuff. But overall, it's been such a good experience. I mean, from the organization from top to bottom, Jim Waters, our owner, our GM, Dave Brown, our coaches, Stan Butler, and, Ken Paroff, and all of them, Snipes, that's his nickname, but Wes Wolf. They've been so good to me from top to bottom. They just made me feel like I was at home. I mean, it's always tough kind of when you're a first year guy kind of going into the league, going to the US, for example, like I did. But the organization and the players have made it, so easy to just transition over. And, I wouldn't have been able to do it without any of them. So it was a pretty easy switch because we had such a great group of guys and we were so close. So yeah, it just worked out perfect. And I love it in Erie. We got probably some of the best fans in the league.
Yeah, I'll say pretty rowdy folks up there, for sure up there in Erie. So with dovetailing off of that, was there a player, was there a guy on the team that kind of like took you under their wing and kind of like showed you the ropes, showed you what it was like to be an Erie Otter, you know what I mean?
Honestly, I feel like the whole team. I mean, like, just in the summer I work out with Sam Alfano, and we've always been pretty close. So I've been really close with him. Malcolm Spence, I skated with him through Alfano and stuff, so I got to know him. But honestly, Ben Goudreau, Owen Johnson, and Brett Brissett, the 3 OAs we had were just amazing to me. I mean, when we made that trade for Ben Goudreau, me and him have been probably the closest. I was probably really close with him, one of the closest on the team. And ever since that day he came, I helped him move in, and we kind of just clicked like that. And we went out for lunch and just spent the day together. And after that, we were just hanging out all the time. But yeah, it sucks when your always have to go on and stuff. You wish you can play with them for another couple of years, even though you only got to know them for a year, right? But yeah, a lot of the team has been so good. Like, the whole team has just been so good. They took me under their wing. They showed me everything. If I had any questions, I could ask away and they could help me. But yeah, Ben Goudreau and all the OAs, it was just easy to talk to them because they've been in the league for so long.
Awesome.
Yeah, go ahead, Steel. You just came off my question, so hit up your next one too, man. That was good.
Okay,
That was great.
Sorry, fine. All right. Well, so now you're getting to that point now where you're approaching the off season, which we know there's no such thing as off season, right? We get it.
Yeah.
But what would you do that would be outside the rink that would be fun? Something that has nothing to do with hockey or skates or anything like that, right? So what would you do outside the rink?
Well, I mean, I think one thing I love to do is go up to cottages and just spend time up north when it's nice and warm out, and kind of just, go hang out with friends and family, because one of my closest friends I used to play hockey with growing up, he has a nice cottage in Perry Sound, so we always go up there for a couple weekends, and he has jet skis and stuff, and you kind of just, you get to be a kid, right? You get to just live life and just have fun, not worry about anything, just kind of enjoy the hot weather and just be on the water. But yeah, I mean, overall, I like to do that, and I also just like to hang out with friends near home. Like, if I once I get all my hockey and stuff over with, then at night I'm hanging out with my friends, because it's good to be back home and just be back, because I'm going back to school as well. So it's good to see all the teachers and friends at my school and just be with them again.
Nice.
But honestly, just spending time with friends and family, that's probably the main thing.
There you go. That's the way to do it.
All right. So, what advice did your brother give you, who played for Niagara, right?
Yeah.
About playing, leading up to you starting in the OHL and your first game?
Yeah, no, he's been a very big person in my career, and I wouldn't have been here without of course, my mom, dad, and brother. They've been all really big people and why I'm here today. But yeah, my brother's been a guy that I've always been learning from since day one. We'd always put on hockey equipment and rollerblades, and he'd just kill me in the garage. He'd smoke me and just toughen me up, of course, right? But
There you go.
But yeah, no, it was so cool how I got to watch him, 5 years growing up when he was playing in Niagara. I could just learn so much from him and just watch. Like, not many kids get to watch their older brother growing up playing the OHL, and it's kind of every kid's dream to kind of play at that kind of level. And for me, it was pretty cool. I want to always play in the OHL because that's what he did, and he was a big role model for me, and I always wanted to wear his number and stuff. So growing up, I picked number 40 because he picked it, because Danny Briere and stuff. So
snap!
Yeah, so it was pretty cool. He's done a lot, like I said, and he just taught me so much along the way.
Awesome.
Wow, Wow, that's really good. So 48, Hunter. Danny Briere, huh?
Yeah,
Mm,
Uh, yeah, we have a little bit of going on there with the Flyers there. So
a little
yeah,
bit,
yeah,
yeah.
he's good.
he
He's
was one of
good.
my favorite ones too for the Flyers. So all
Yeah,
right, there you go. Okay, I got another one, good one here for you now, Matthew. So in a lifetime, many years ago, I used to be a professional chef,
okay.
and so I always ask all the players, do you have like a favorite pregame meal? Do you have like a go-to? Do you have like a favorite snack or what you got going on up there?
Yeah, I mean, for pregame, I like when I was back home, my mom would just make me all this stuff. I used to love my mom's cooking, and then I used to always, whatever I'd have it so much, I'd just be like, whatever. But then when you move away from home, you really, get to know how much you miss it, right?
Yeah.
But but no, honestly, I used to have, chicken and pasta. I used to have all sorts of stuff, but I'd probably say chicken and pasta. But since I moved to Erie, so I was billeting with one billet throughout the season. Then I switched over to Malcolm Spence's billet and Caleb Smith, my two billet brothers, and I started living with them. And their pregame meal they have is chicken, rice, and then they have Chick-fil-A sauce they put on it. So
Doesn't sound too bad.
I've just started to kind of get in the hang of it. We have it every pregame and stuff, and it's pretty good. I like it. So it's been it was working, So I feel like that's kind of our pregame meal now.
There you go.
All right. Well, let's piggyback
Pretty
off
weird
that.
one. Pretty
There
weird
you
one.
Piggyback off that. Was it difficult to find something over in Finland that striked your fancy? I know the cuisine's a little bit over there. You were over there for quite some time, so
Yeah, no, it was honestly it's pretty similar. Like they have a lot of like the same stores and shops kind of thing. I mean, they have maybe the odd couple that are different and stuff, but
okay.
no, it's cool because I've never been over to Europe or anywhere over there, right? So
Cool.
it was pretty cool to kind of just go there and experience, everything and just be there with the group of guys we had.
Wow, that's awesome. And then, of course, two gold medals. I mean, you know, that's
Yeah.
always kind of nice.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah, it's good. I mean, you kind of, it's, yeah, like I said, I mean, it's a great experience and you win it, but you kind of want to win as much as you can and kind of just move on. I mean, you don't want to get too high, get too low, right? When things are high and low. So kind of just want to, stay normal. It's cool we won the gold medal, but hopefully we can do it a couple more times, right?
Act like you've
That's
been
it.
there before, right?
Right, right. So you didn't wear him to school, that when he got back or nothing like that.
Yeah,
Wear him around town, just polishing it.
yeah.
Uh, all right.
Awesome.
All
Good,
right.
man.
Well, um, what would you say was the biggest thing that you were able to take away from your first season in the OHL? Because I know it was a transition, obviously, to play at that level. Now 1 year down, like what.
Yeah, no, obviously, I mean, it's pretty cool to get the first year under the belt. Kind of, I feel like the biggest thing for me just coming into the league is you need confidence. Confidence is key. Once you have confidence, I feel like that's everything because then you're playing, like to your fullest, if you have
Mhm.
confidence. But honestly, it's just nice to get the first year under the belt and kind of, what it feels like living away from home. You know what it feels like, a day-to-day routine. So I feel like you just kind of go into next year looking forward to having a good year, trying to go as far as you can with a great group of guys we have.
Okay.
Awesome. Awesome. So, do you have any like pre-game superstitions or like any kind of like does the left skate have to go on first or the right skate have to go on first or you put 6 rolls of tape on your stick or I mean any of that kind of stuff going on for you?
Well, I mean, obviously, I think this is a big one for everybody. I mean, you tape your stick before the game. I feel like I always have to tape my stick before the game, and then I've started putting it like the blade up, so I'll put it against the wall, and I'll put the blade up so it doesn't get dirty or anything, and then I'll keep it that way so it's fresh when I go on the ice. So I usually start to do that, and then I tie my right skate up before my left one, and then that's about it. I think it's that those are just the couple I do, is just kind of put your stick up when it's done taping, and then tie right skate up before left, but nothing too great.
There you go. Hey, there's nothing like a fresh twig to go out on the ice with. You
Oh,
know what I
I
mean?
know.
Right? So there you go.
You get to just rip a couple of shots, and it feels nice. So
there you go.
Okay, so tell us, how many power skating lessons did your parents put you in as a kid? Because you can move, you really can skate. It was amazing to see a defenseman, especially at your age, be able to, I think, skate faster when you have the puck on your stick, which is amazing. But to do so with your head up on a swivel as well, looking for that, outlet pass and everything.
Honestly, I didn't do too much figure skating. I honestly, like, when I was playing, I maybe did like a couple lessons with like my friends, but other than that, I didn't do any power skating really when I was young, to be honest. Like, okay. I maybe went on with some other coaches like Evan McGrath and stuff like that I kind of go to, but I didn't do much power skating. And then, last summer I skated with Alfano and Spence because they go to Michelle Moore. She's a power skater for the Leafs. Okay. So then I went to her for a bit last year. But yeah, other than that, I don't do much power skating. I'm just starting to do some Michelle Moore a bit.
Okay.
Okay. Well, since you're not doing any power skating, what is the one thing that you would like to work on this off season to try to improve your game?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the one thing I want to do is put on weight and muscle. I think that's the biggest thing, just in the gym, kind of get bigger, stronger. And my shot. I think those are the things I want to really work on. But yeah, back to the power skating. Honestly, I mean, I do Michelle Moore and then Evan McGrath. I'd say Evan McGrath is like kind of power skating though too. So yeah, back to that. But yeah, honestly, just this season or this summer for next season, I kind of just want to get bigger, stronger, and have a harder shot.
It's always good. Always good. Yeah, you got the height to go with it. Now you just need to fill it out, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, more chicken and pasta and Chick-fil-A sauce.
Yeah, Chick-fil-A sauce, that'll get you going there, but
All right, so I was a goalie forever, still am, whatever. But I want you to break down for our younger viewers here. What goes through your mind when you get the puck behind the net, you're getting ready to start a breakout, you come out from behind the net, what are you doing? What are you looking for? The whole progression down the ice.
Honestly, I feel like I'm just going to start to get my feet moving. It depends where, the guy is. Obviously, it's kind of just, you want to see where a guy is. If there's room to skate. If guys are open, you kind of want to dish it and maybe give and go and maybe jump in. But honestly, I feel like it just depends on what kind of forecheck the other team's playing, because I'm either skating it if I have lots of room and maybe making a play, getting it back, or, dishing it up if, they're changing or whatever. But yeah, I feel like it just kind of depends on what the other team and where they are.
Sure.
Wow, man, I got to tell you, everything that we've seen about you has been, you have a very purposeful way about you as far as how you play your game. And it's something that Lance and I, we watch a lot of prospects, and it's something that we keen in on, and that's why you were one of the folks that we wanted to talk to, because we're very interested in especially being a defenseman and playing the game that you did and that you do, you know what I mean? So with everything that's happened over your last, being into the OHL, drafted, the whole 9 yards, and everything that happened with your mom and your billet mom, what inspiration have you been able to draw from that?
Yeah, I mean, probably one of the saddest things I've ever went through, maybe one of the saddest I will ever, is my mom. I mean, she's always been the biggest part in my success. She's just, her and my dad, brother, they've all been so good to me. It's just, my mom would do anything for me. And, that's something, like, she was just one of the strongest people that I've ever seen. Like, she used to go in net for me and my brother and put hockey equipment on, and me and my brother would rollerblade and shoot on her and stuff like that. Like she's a one of a kind mom. Like you never see any other mom kind of going in net, taking shots from their kids.
No.
She has marks on her legs. Like you don't see that. She would do anything for us, and it's just she's one of the best people in the world. And for people who haven't met her, I can tell her all about, because I can go on and talk forever. But she's one of the strongest people I ever know, because she's been going through cancer, and she would still have the biggest smile on her face and light up a whole room with her laugh. And she'd tell a joke, but her joke wouldn't be funny, but her laugh would make it 10 times more funny. Right? So yeah, I know she's always going to be here with us and stuff like that. Yeah. She'll, she's right beside me 24/7, and every game she'll be front row. So I feel like I dedicate my hockey to her, and every game I want to play for her, and I know she'll be there in every game. I just want to dedicate it and work as hard as I can just for her and make her proud.
Awesome. Let me say this, that your mom shows through in her son, and that's something that you don't have to work at. That's something that's every day. That's something that's part of you. Okay. So.
Yeah, I think I definitely think you're making her proud for sure.
You got that right.
Yeah.
But
talking about a proud moment, let's talk about your most recent games and overseas and with Team Canada. Now, you scored some points and everything, but talk about your experience with the U17 team and then versus the U18 team, and what players stood out to you, what players was it nice to maybe play with instead of against, like growing up and everything like that, just overall, what was your experience there?
Yeah, I mean, it's always good to go play for our Team Canada. I mean, every time you wanna put that leaf on and try to make your country proud, but yeah, it's so cool. I'm every time I get a chance with Hockey Canada, I'm always honored, because it's so cool. You always look up and you always want to play for them, right? But the U17s was we just like every team for Hockey Canada. You always have just such a great group of guys. Like it's not only on the ice but off the ice, and the U17s, I was honored and able to be the captain. I mean, anybody could have been the captain on the team because we had such a great group of guys. I mean, I feel like everybody kind of had a C on their jersey, but yeah, it was just so easy to work with them, and it was just so fun. We had such a great group of guys. Like just from day one, we clicked, and we were like messing around, playing together. Like everybody was included, kind of thing. So I feel like we were probably the closest team at that tournament, and we ended up winning gold there, which was pretty cool. And then then I was able to come play for the U18 team, and we had a great group of guys there. I mean, I got really close with Porter Martone and all the guys on the team, but it's pretty cool. Porter Martone was a great captain for us and stuff, so it was easy for him to lead the way because we had such a great group of guys. But yeah, everything was just awesome, and it was pretty cool. We could end up there with a gold medal. So
awesome. So I have a two-part question for you. Number one, what did you think of that watch?
What watch? Oh, like the one that.
Did you get a two-cell watch? Did you get a two-cell watch?
So Martone did, Carter George, and McKenna did, but they're nice. They're really nice.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay.
They're really nice. They I think they were like some blue.
The whole team got one if you won the gold medal. I thought the whole team got one, not just the players.
Maybe they ordered them, but no, I don't think so. No, it was only like the top players of the tournament.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Sorry. I just want to know.
Yeah, you're teasing me now.
Oh man.
I'm not trying to.
Yeah. No, but they're nice. They're like some blue color. They're nice.
Yeah, right. So okay. Last question I have for you, Matthew, and I got to tell you, man, this has been one of the best shows I think we've done. What advice would you give those kids that you played with, those under 17s, right? What about the kids that are coming up behind them? What advice would you give those young guys that are looking to get where you are?
Honestly, like just have fun. Like, have fun when you play the game. That's probably the main thing. Just have fun, work hard, make as much friends as you can when you play hockey, be a nice guy. I mean, obviously on the ice, work as hard as you can and work hard, but just also create as much friendships and bonds, because those are the ones that last a lifetime. You always everybody I play with, I always keep in touch with them and down the road, whether or not I'm on their team. But yeah, just have fun, create friendships, bonds, and just work as hard as you can.
That's
awesome.
Great.
There you go, man. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think we won't keep him too much longer here.
I agree.
Great to have you on here. Thank you so much for joining us,
Yeah,
and we look forward to watching your games and you progress. As we go on here, maybe we'll touch back in with you next season or the season after that, whatever. After you get drafted, who knows? But
yeah, hopefully, big season ahead. So
yeah,
just kind of focus
sure.
on game by game, and I really appreciate you guys reaching out to have me on this. It's I'm honored, and it was great talking with you guys, and it was great to kind of meet you guys on here. But hopefully, one day we can meet in person, and we'll keep in touch.
Yeah, for sure, because we're not that far from Erie, to be honest with you.
We're not.
So
we're not.
we're not. So we're not that far. And I got to tell you, it's been an extreme pleasure having you on. So thank you very much. I really appreciate the Erie Otters for allowing us to be able to sit down and talk with you as well. So can't wait to see how you progress in the future. Just remember, don't forget about us when you make it big, right? When you get drafted to that big team, just don't forget about us, what
right.
I mean?
Yeah, hopefully, yeah.
Right? Yeah, because I got to tell you something now. We feel that looking at your skills and your talent, that's one of the main reasons why we wanted to bring you on, so that we could showcase this. And while we do this, we'll be showing highlights of you as well during the show. So, I mean, it's all good, man. I think we're good here. Let's let this young man go.
Thanks again. It was awesome talking with you guys and stuff. So I appreciate it.
Cool.
Right.
Thank you very much. Lance, why don't you tell the folks here how we can find you and how we can get you?
Yeah, sure, guys. You can catch all my articles and all our shows on SteelFlyers.com, as well as YouTube, as well as X, Facebook groups out the yin yang. You know where we are. Tell a friend. We're going to keep doing this. We got some more guys lined up here as the off season, finally catching them off the ice for a little bit. So it's going to be a great summer.
For sure. And thank you very much for Matthew Schaefer of the Erie Otters for joining us here on Prospect Watch. Really appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right. I am your co-host, Ron SteelFlyers, and we will catch you all on the next episode of Prospect Watch.